Come, come. Meghna.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Please sit.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So, what is your father is Global Delivery Head of Enterprise Business Process at TCS. What does TCS stand for?
Sir, Tata Consultancy Services.
Oh, Tata Consultancy. Okay. So, is Tata Consultancy the cash cow for Tata Group?
To an extent, yes, sir. It is. In the current globalized economy, I think like there is a lot of potential for consulting firms.
So for Tata Consultancy, what are, in the current situation, what do you think are the tailwinds and what are the headwinds?
So tailwinds would be the technological disruptions that are taking place. So I think AI, blockchain, a lot of these new technologies are being used for more efficient business processes. So TCS and other such firms are in a place to provide those efficiencies and solutions. The headwinds or a challenge would be that many of these MNCs are now developing their own global capability centers and their in-house capacities. India is becoming a hub of these centers. So then, like Tata is catering to a market of outsourcing those activities, but like firms are developing the capabilities.
But artificial intelligence, would it also not be kind of in a way detrimental to what they have to deliver? Because in terms of quite a bit of it, people can get it done using the AI.
So it would depend on the kind of AI and the developments we see. I think so far, even if they're using whether it's generative AI, agent AI, I think even then they need people to oversee those processes.
What
Because
is
they
meant
need to
by
be
generative AI?
So generative AI is when the machine or the artificial intelligence is producing a text or image or any such thing. That is generating that content itself. While there are other forms of AI as well for prediction or for undertaking complex tasks as an autonomous agent as well.
This deep seek, to what extent has it disrupted the existing narrative on AI?
Yes, sir, it has indeed disrupted because so far the narrative was that AI can't catch up with human intelligence because of the training costs and the time and the effort that it takes. But DeepSeek is showing that those entry-level costs may actually not be that high, and 6 to 8 million may also be enough even on inferior chips of the company NVIDIA. So it has disrupted those entry barriers to other firms and startups looking to innovate within this space.
But even that, some people contest that value also. They say that 6 million is highly understated, and probably DeepSeek didn't start from the level zero. They took advantage of what was already known.
I saw some of those claims, sir, but they are saying that their engineering process is different. Actually, there was something about supervisory.
The way they process
yes, sir. The supervisory engineering versus other reiterative learning, I believe, was the term that. It's OpenAI which is accusing them of using existing models, but they are saying that the method of engineering itself is different and the kind of learning is actually not based on existing elements.
Okay. You have mentioned, that you were involved in some NRLM in Howrah.
Yes, sir.
What is it?
So it's the National Rural Livelihoods Mission. So the West Bengal state's version of that is called Anandodhara. So I just, on my own initiative, I decided to do a little survey of the scheme and its operation in 4 blocks of Howrah that I visited: Domju, Holuberia, Pachla and Bali. And there I spoke to women in different self-help groups to try and understand the scheme and operation. My findings were that apart from the reach of the scheme, apart from increase in livelihoods, it has also made a qualitative difference to their lives in terms of their mobility, their decision-making ability, financial literacy, skill development. So there were a host of other benefits as well.
What was the different kind of activities which they had chosen to. And can you explain to me how exactly this work, this self-help group, this
Yes, sir.
NRLM, how is it? What are the steps involved?
Yes, sir. The steps are to uh, it's to provide the rural poor an avenue at self-employment and increasing household income. So women of maybe a similar locality and neighborhood, they are identified, and 8 to 10 or sometimes even more women are constituted into one group. The activities, sir, there were many, like katha stitching,
No,
for
so what is the
example.
first thing which they are, they are kind of encouraged to develop?
It's the poncho shutra, sir. There are 5 savings habits, the accounting
Thrift. First
thrift.
thing is
Thrift
thrift.
is the first one, and then accounting, then lending to each other, repayment on time, attending regular meetings. Just holding regular meetings is also very important. So there are 5 such principles that, and they really do know and follow those principles very well.
And the first loans which are given by the banks, which is the seed
fund,
how much is that?
I think it changes, sir, because there's a revolving fund that is exchanged. Firstly, it's their own savings.
So revolving fund, is it an interest bearing loan or not?
So from what I remember, it's very low interest, but I'll have to recheck this, sir.
Check up.
Yes, sir.
Whether it has any interest at all.
I think
But subsequently, for taking up an activity, what is given, that definitely has a very low rate of interest, but it is interest bearing.
Yes, sir.
So what are the activities?
So the first group that I saw, they were involved in katha stitching work, which is famous handicraft or textile of Bengal. Apart from that, I saw they had small machines to make candles, toys, small household articles, etc. So they were involved in such activities. Then even for making pickles and jams and such.
How many of them were actually not able to repay the loan?
I think the repayment rate is
all
quite
of them
high.
were doing.
Yes, sir. Mostly they were either in the process of payment or have paid.
No, did you check up?
I checked the government website, sir. There are several loans outstanding, but I don't think they are like
because
NPAs
it is not their fault, but the fault lies with the officials who are activator of this, because the activity which they select is very difficult.
Yes, sir, but even the initial investment costs are also not very high. So that's why they
but that is why if the activity selected is very difficult, then that involves a higher loan.
That's true, sir.
And that sometimes if it doesn't pay back, it becomes difficult.
It's true, sir. The enterprise development is a weak link, I believe. Like they need to be scaled up and made a lot more economically viable at present.
Okay, right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Meghna, you have been a debater.
Yes, sir.
What has been the most interesting topic you have debated on?
Sir, there are so many. I think one of the ones that I can remember recently was at a debate where we were debating on rehabilitative justice. So the rehabilitative justice, so death penalty, and sometimes it seems like we know the arguments on the face of it to such an issue, but I think if you have 6 speakers actually going into the depths of it, I think there are a lot of questions that end up.
Come again, what justice? I couldn't get it.
Rehabilitative justice.
Acha, rehabilitative justice. So do you believe in rehabilitative justice?
I do, sir. To a great extent, I do.
So you should rehabilitate all the illegal slum colonies?
Sir, the illegal slum colonies, I think even governments do regularize the slum colonies. The fact is that...
So it's the best way of staying in an urban town is to stay legally, and then the government will come and rehabilitate you.
So I think from the government's point of view, I think they should be proactive enough to prevent the growth of such illegal colonies. I don't think they are unaware of the fact that a population has been migrating to a certain area using utilities, whether it's water or electricity, etc. Housing is coming up. So they should be proactive. But once an entire neighborhood comes up, then there's a right to shelter involved.
So what do you have to say of the redevelopment of the Dharvi project?
Yes, sir. Right now, I believe the project has been conferred to the Adani Group, and there's a controversy over the transferable development rights over the project, which would they can be used in the Mumbai land market in general. I think, sir, it is a good idea because the it's very large and the people should have access to proper housing. And it seems that real estate developers are hesitant to cater to the low income group housing. So if there's a group which is trying to
Good.
develop it.
You stayed in you studied in Jawaharlal Nehru
Yes,
University. What have been the major contributions of Jawaharlal Nehru, Pandit Nehru?
So, firstly, if we start from the freedom struggle, I think Netaji, they were the youth leaders who actually said that the goal should be Purna Swaraj. So they said
Goal should be
Purna Swaraj or complete like freedom. And
no, that is pre-independence.
Yes, sir.
Okay, post-independence.
So post-independence, I think we should credit Jawaharlal Nehru for institutionalizing democracy within the country. I think his respect for parliament
But that
is
was
well
done by
known.
the constitution.
So, but I think leadership and the example set by the leaders does play a very important role.
Okay.
If we just look at our neighborhood, India turned out very differently, and the leadership must be credited for that. Apart from that, I think just the modern nation building impetus towards science and technology. If ISRO is a success today, if we are talking about nuclear energy, I think great strides were made in that regard. Then
what are the facets of nation building? That's a very good phrase.
Yes, sir.
What are the facets of nation building?
So education also, whether it's the IITs, the IIMs, these were
one another very major. You are right. You're on the same,
aims
on the right wavelength.
Another one, sir.
The IITs and the IIMs,
and
the institutes of excellence.
Yes, sir. And research.
Any weakness of Jawaharlal Nehru?
So I
Pandit Nehru, sorry.
So I think the weakness was that in focusing so much on higher education institutions of eminence, primary education I don't think received the attention that it should have. And for any country, the East Asian countries which became great in a very small time, it was through primary education.
For the women's safety, we have the Domestic Violence Act.
Yes, sir.
Do you think it should be made gender neutral?
So I don't think the law itself should be made gender neutral because I think there's still a need for it in society. Crimes against women are registered at the rate of I think every 15 to 20 minutes. So I think the change that needs to be coming is that the judiciary should be sensitized that if the case is coming to them, they should know whether they should apply those provisions of the law or not in a harsh manner. The protective provisions that
should it be the judiciary or should it be the investigative authorities?
Yes, sir, both of them. But the yes, sir, both of them. What the evidence is, and the judiciary should be sensitive enough to see what the specifics of that case
Has something to that effect have been provided for in the BNS?
I can't, sir, on the evidence front, there is.
On the FIR front.
On the FIR front, I think whether it's 0 FIRs that can be filed like anywhere and even investigations themselves.
0 FIR has nothing to do with this.
Yes, sir, not exactly with this.
Okay, we'll move on to some other area. How has Manrega impacted the rural society and economy?
So I think Manrega has proved to be a big boon to the rural society. Firstly, in just that it prevents distress migration by providing employment, especially in off-season. Secondly, it served as a benchmark for rural wages because it was set slightly higher than the market value, although right now the revisions are not taking place as per requirement. Thirdly, it's a form of rural capex, that we have capex targets, but even that is important. Fourthly, women and others have also been included to a high level in most states.
India is surrounded by hostile neighbors. Comments?
So, hostile neighbors, I think, would not be the right word for all our neighbors. I think that's particularly about Pakistan and China, which are strategic security threats. With the other countries and neighbors, I think there are circumstances beyond our control in the last 5 years, which has led to a lot of instability.
Circumstances beyond your control?
Yes, sir. Like from
the sure? Are there circumstances beyond a country's control? Especially a country like India?
So internally, when it comes to their politics, yes, sir, whether it's the coup in Myanmar, Sri Lanka's economic crisis, Bangladesh's like the downfall of the Sheikh Hasina government, Taliban in Afghanistan. So all of these are beyond our control. But I think the government on the most has done a fair job of at least trying to deal with all of these situations.
Should India be talking with Taliban since you mentioned them?
So they are talking to Taliban, and
should
I think
they be?
Yes, sir. I think
should they
should. Yes, sir.
Why?
Firstly, right now it seems that Pakistan's strategy with using the Taliban in Afghanistan against India is failing. There are tensions between them. It's a good moment for us to be engaging with the Taliban. Secondly, that helps us perhaps negotiate a waiver for the Chabahar port project with the US, because there's an exemption that exists with regard to connectivity to Afghanistan. And it would further help us because it seems right now that we are left out of the lurch when it comes to a continental strategy. So it seems like the Taliban are here to stay.
You've forgotten one elephant in the room.
So the
China.
Yes, sir, and China is also, that's why, like, we have been left out, while China has normalized ties and they have given them diplomatic recognition as well. So we shouldn't be left out of it.
Okay, my last question, just very briefly.
Yes.
Two concerns in the Indian society.
So one would be increasing polarization. I think it's happening world over.
Increasing Indian society, increasing polarization.
Yes, sir.
We're talking between the liberals and the right.
On all grounds,
I
think.
I'm trying to get your mind.
So I think on just anything affecting the nation, I think the amount of understanding between people to sit and talk to. Yes, rigidity has increased, I think, in society, which is not good for a healthy democracy in the long run. Secondly, I believe problems in Indian society. So I think again it would be inequality in different forms.
Thank you.
Meghna Chakravorty,
Thank
you seem to like Russian literature.
Yes, sir.
What during the past 3 centuries, Russia has passed through tumultuous events.
Yes, sir.
From Napoleon's invasion to Hitler's invasion,
yes,
to Ukraine war, etc., etc. Now, how has the Russian literature reacted to these stimuli?
Yes, sir. They have been recurrent themes. I think the best example is Tolstoy's War and Peace, which deals with, I think initially he didn't aim for it to be such an epic novel which captures the long-term impact of the Napoleonic invasion of Russia on Russian society. That was one. Even in terms of the Crimean War and capturing all of the changes taking place, the battles with the Ottoman Turks, etc. At that time, I think Tolstoy and others they were even fought in the Crimean War. I think Leo Tolstoy himself did. So this has been captured. The emancipation of the serfs and those matters have also been captured in Turgenev's novels, for example. And then if we come to this century, to the 20th century, then it's Boris Pasternak's Dr. Zhivago, which captured all the tumultuous events from the Russian Revolution to the Civil War and Stalinist Russia after that.
Solzhenitsyn, Maxim Gorky.
Yes, sir. Maxim Gorky, then even Mikhail Sholokhov, who wrote again about the Civil War, etc. There are so many people who really were very connected also with the political and social events happening in the time.
Right. Okay, now let's talk about international relations,
yes,
which you have done your MA in. Was there any specialization?
Within the field, no, sir. It was just in international. It was politics. I had some extra papers on international relations.
This is what I want to know. What
yes,
extra papers did you take?
So it was generally about the theory of IR, the politics of IR. I took some papers on the internal politics of West Asia and China to understand them better.
All right, let's talk about West Asia. Given your interest in debating, I would like you to debate with one and only Donald Trump about rehabilitation of Gaza. What line would you take and why?
So the line I would take is that I think it's in the US's interest to not push on the plan that he has outlined so far for Gaza. Because firstly, I think it will lead to a lot of instability if there's further influx of refugees in surrounding countries like Egypt and Jordan. It will probably lead to internal security threats for Egypt and Jordan. And Iran's axis of resistance, I think, which right now is facing a setback, which is to America's benefit, I think it would be revitalized and boldened over time, because as long as the Palestinian cause is kept alive, they are also strong. Thirdly, I think their objective was to normalize ties between Israel and Saudi Arabia, etc. Well, that is definitely going to take a backseat if they continue to push forward with this plan, because they said that they need the two-state solution to go ahead before they would normalize ties with Israel. Well, right now it seems that Saudi Arabia, UAE, etc. are becoming closer to Iran and even cooperating on a military level with them. So I would say in all these matters, and just in the interest of global trade, energy costs, support to all their other partners like India, it's in their interest to rehabilitate Gaza and not try to expel Palestinians from there.
Fine, but who's going to bell the cat? This bill of $55 billion.
Yes, sir.
And well, it can be argued that if they continue to fester in Gaza without uh, permanent residences in tents, they're going to play in the hands of Hamas all over again. There would be sufficient grudge and call for revenge unless they are rehabilitated. So, what is your take there?
Sir, any rehabilitation, I believe, has to happen within the Gaza Strip, because they are not at all willing to leave their land. And that, I think, leaving would provide further impetus to Hamas. Like right now is an opportunity, maybe not right now, but in a few years to like lead to greater normalization of this situation, be on track to a two-state solution. But I think it's upon expulsion that Hamas would have constant support, even overseas.
Those people, 2.5 million people,
Yes, sir.
did not historically live in Gaza. They came from what is Israel now as refugees,
Yes,
just
sir.
50, 60 or 70 years ago.
Yes, sir.
So it's not that they have lived there for centuries.
Sir,
And
yes.
if you need, it can be devil's argument, if you need the problem to be solved, they have to be rehabilitated in a proper way and not the Gaza way back. Gaza was never a planned township. They were still helter skelter. I've been there, so that is not the place which can be revived as such, and it was very densely populated. Yeah.
So I think the fact that they were expelled from the parts that are currently Israel during the Nakba is what has led to long-term resentment and the growth of Hamas. So I think furthering that problem by further pushing them out of the area of historical Palestine will not help them, because already I don't think they would be entirely accepted in any new country that they were to go to, because the West Asian countries are not on board with this plan. So I don't think they would be able to get full equal citizenship rights even in other countries. So I think that problem of resentment would remain if
Right.
they were to be expelled.
I think you studied history.
Yes.
And what are the three most decisive battles of Indian history for you?
Of long-term history, like from ancient to current. So one that is commonly spoken about is Emperor Ashok's battle in Kalinga, which led to his personal, perhaps moral transformation, and he turned more towards the maintenance of the empire. And that has led to a global example even today in terms of India's past and the kind of foreign policy we espouse. Second battle would perhaps be the Battle of Panipat, which the first battle, which was against Babur and Ibrahim Lodi, which led to the establishment of Mughal rule, because that was also, I think, another period in Indian history which was very significant, whether it's in terms of the economy, architecture, etc. And the third battle would be the Battle of Plassey, I think, which lent the British their first proper territorial foothold within the subcontinent.
Right. You don't consider Tarain to be
yes, sir, that was
more
also
decisive?
Yeah, that was also
Anyway,
an
thank you.
important matter. Thank you, sir.
Meghna, have
Yes.
you visited any village of India?
A village entirely, sir, like the parts
Anywhere
of
in India?
the parts of Howrah that I visited, they were rural.
They
some
were
of them.
rural areas.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Now, I come to Jal Jeevan Mission.
Yes.
For 1 minute, can you, it's an open-ended question, can you tell something about Jal Jeevan Mission?
So the Jal Jeevan mission was implemented by the union government because its approach to welfare has changed, and it says the provision of public goods like drinking water and sanitation makes a huge qualitative difference to the lives of the people. In terms of implementation, I think over 70 to 80% may have
You're right,
been
80%. Okay.
been covered, but there are huge divergences between states. I think my own state of West Bengal is lagging behind in terms of coverage. And even if tap water connections are provided, the quality of water itself remains a concern. That I don't think the engineering solutions account for aspects like
Good.
arsenic
You're nearing 1
contamination.
minute. How much is the total outlay in the present budget?
I'm not sure about the amounts, but I think it's decreased from the previous budget's
Yes,
estimates.
it was 69,000 crores.
Yes,
It's come
it's
to
been reduced.
67,000 crores.
Yes.
What is the total outlay of the budget of the country?
I'm forgetting the figures. Is it around 17 lakh crore or something? No,
No,
more,
it's
more
50
than
lakh crores.
50
Okay.
lakh crores.
And
I'm
what
sorry, sir.
document you will see of Government of India? Because they go on spending. You would like to see whether what
The-
achievement they have done. That
Yes,
means
sir.
on financial to physical terms. What government document you will see?
There's an end of the year review that ministries
It's
produce.
the outcome budget.
the
That's the
outcome
only
budget.
document
Yes.
from finance. You
Yes,
go
sir.
to the physical part of it, right? Otherwise, just in financial terms there. Now, my second question to you is, suppose you were chief secretary 2 years back, I'm talking 2 years back, of the state of West Bengal, when CA was openly, I mean, Honorable CM was saying, I'm not making a political question. Now, the political authorities are saying, we'll not let it come to the, that's what you read in the papers. If you were the chief secretary, what you would have done? It's a policy of the government.
So I believe I would be trying to speak to the chief minister and say that this is ultimately a central law passed by parliament, and it is the duty of our state also to implement it. And I would encourage her that whatever issues she has, she should
Yes, rather
meet
than
the
speaking,
prime.
it's
She
better
should
to
meet
put
the
up in
prime
writing
minister.
and then
Yes,
wait
sir.
what she says, because
Yes.
that way she may say anything. Okay, good. That's the right way. Now, again coming to the, how much is the subsidy outgo? You have seen the national pie diagram of the budget. How much is subsidies outgoing?
I think I'm forgetting the amounts. It might be around 5%, but
You are
I'm
close. It is
forgetting.
6%.
5-6%.
But coming to food part of it, or fertilizer part of it, how much is the fertilizer part going out of that?
In terms of amount, it's around 2 lakh crore. I
Yeah,
think.
roughly, it's probably petroleum, fertilizer, and food. You are quite close to it. My last question to you is that fertilizers, which are the main fertilizers? Second last one, which are the main fertilizers which are put in the agriculture fields all over the country?
So it's urea, which is dominantly used, and it's DAP, diammonium phosphate, and muriate of potash.
That
Which
is
are
an
the main
NPK,
ones,
sometimes we
and
call it.
NPK.
Which are the crops grown in the Rabi area, Rabi time?
In Rabi times, wheat crop is the predominant one. There's also mustard and some mustard, some oilseeds, and then many winter vegetables are also.
Mustard is
And
oil
oilseed
seeds. Are we
and
importing oil seeds or exporting?
We are importing more than 50% of our
Good.
requirement.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so Meghna, please wait for a minute. We'll have a brief consultation, then give you the feedback.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.